Okay, filming now. This is showing how I'm matting it down. I have this potato masher. The shape has a flat edge here. I don't know where we got this, but it allows for mashing it down. And I have the pot here. I put a little bit of water in the bottom, just enough to cover the bottom so the berries don't stick. With a little bit of mashing, you soon get a lot of juice soon enough to add to that. And we just mash it here for about 5 minutes roughly. You could do a little bit or more. The more you put in, the harder it is to mash it all down and reach. You're not going to be able to mash all of the berries. You're just going to try to get a lot of them, maybe hopefully most of them, squeezed and press the juice out. And the heat it's believed by some, fortunately we don't have lots of government dollars or private dollars funding research on how to make this, but it's believed that the heat will help release some of the medicinal properties of the juice from the berry. As you're doing this by hand here, it's not going to be possible to squeeze any of the seeds. You'll see a lot of seeds forming as they get squeezed out of the berries and as we pour it out, and that's fine when we put it into the cider press. And there's a variety of ways you can use a press it, cheese presses, or put it into a nylon bag and squeeze it with your hands. The skins and the seeds will remain behind and just the juice is extracted, and that's ideal. I've used a squeezel for many years. One problem I have with it is that in squeezing it also squeezes the seeds, which in these berries the seeds are quite large compared to the size of the berry. And that seed, as it's being squeezed, and the little bits of stems that are invariably in there, those leave a sap residue that gets mixed in with berries. Sitting overnight, maybe one night or a couple nights, you'll see that the sap rises to the top and sticks. It's a very sticky substance and sticks to the sides of your container that you put this into. So this year I'm using a cider press, and I'm doing this pre-squeezing here, mashing it up to try and help it along. When you put any kind of stuff, even apples in the apple cider press, it doesn't really press it out very well unless it's mulched up, and that's why if you buy apple cider press, they'll always sell an attachment that's used for grinding or chopping up the apples, even if you have apple slices, which I think is the preferred method for putting into those things, little hand grind, or sometimes mechanical grinds. They make the fruit, whatever you're going to press the juice out of, they make it into sort of a pulp before it goes into the press. Last year, my first time with the apple cider press my brother made for me, I put the berries in there whole, and I didn't get as much juice out of them, and I had a lot of juice still left inside the sacks and berries that were not squeezed. So this pre-mashing here, you can see, I think you can see in the video here, may not up here, I'm not sure, but it's actually gone from a bunch of berries to a bunch of malt. I've got most of the berries squeezed now. Well, no, maybe half. But all the liquid that you can hear is juice, because there's just a little thin layer of water at the bottom to start with. This makes it a lot easier on the press, whatever kind of press you're going to use to squeeze out the rest of the juice. Makes it a lot easier. And a press would work. Any kind of a press would work if you use very, very small amounts of fruit at a time. But that's not practical. It takes a long time to load and unload and such. So this pre-mashing is going to help a lot more. And it's going to cut down on the sap that I used to get in there. Plus I'm also going to this year try putting the juice, before I mix it up and make a syrup, I'm going to put it into a refrigerator. That will retard any kind of mold or any kind of bacteria from growing, well, for a night anyways. It wouldn't work for a long time. And if there is any sap, it will rise to the top. And I'd be able to skim it off and separate it before I mix it up tomorrow into a syrup with the sugar and the alcohol mix. And this is, yep, this is ready. So let's see, how long did it take? 6 minutes. Okay.